Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs?
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is week 13, the final week of the fantasy football season. Happy Thanksgiving Eve to everybody out there. I hope you are all with your friends and family tomorrow and have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Can you feel it? Can you feel it in the air coming? That's right. Playoffs just right around the corner next week. Is your team in? Is your team out? Are you ready? Do you need a win this week? We'll cover that later on in the show. First, I want to get to an apology. You know, the commission wants to apologize to everybody out there. I know he's been absent for a couple weeks here this season. Sincere sorry and apologies from TFL Studios and everybody over here on this team. We will try to do better. That's all we can do, and we'll be back and better than ever as usual. Okay, let's get into the Week 13 update. We have a lot of going on. This is the last week of the season. We'll talk about a few topics I want to get into first. Trades. I'll break down the money. You know, who has won weekly winners thus far. The yearly winners. There'll be two. The league fees. Who has paid? Who has not? I'll also run through the current standings. We have to check that out. The playoff picture. What do you got to do to get in? Are you safe for this week? And win with a little bit of talk if you don't make the playoffs. So, without further ado, I'd like to start with trades. There's been a lot going on. If you haven't seen the message board, the proposals, a lot of trades have been trying to go through the past, I'd say 2 or 3 weeks. Some between America's teams, some between Wildcats, some between Dumpster Fire. Ultimately, you guys know the rules. We are all, knowledgeable, including the commish, of good and bad trades. If you're trying to make a stupid trade and you think it's going to get passed in week 12 or 13 with a team that's ultimately not in the playoff picture, I don't know. I mean, we might have to vote on it. Some of that could be grounds for being kicked out of the league. I don't want to go that far. Let me digress and step back. You should be smarter than that to make a trade and try to go through with it and then get mad when it's vetoed. So, the league has spoken. The commissioner has spoken. I'll just leave it at that. Don't try to get over on the league. Don't try to get over on the commission. We'll call it a day. Now, let's get to the big factor, the money issue. As I said, we've got weekly winners. I'll update you to week 12. The yearly winners, which will be either most points scored for the year or the division winner. Each will receive $50. So let's get into the weekly winners. Let me update you since last time we did it. I think it was week 6. So take a look at these and I'll be right back. Okay. Dixie wrecked 4 weekly winners. Big points, buddy. That's $80 in your pocket. Again, weekly winners are $20 for the most points scored that week. So again, Dixie wreck, you got 4 weekly winners. We got 1 more this week in week 13. Now, I'll touch base on the yearly winners just for a little bit. Right now, we have basically a 3-team running for these prizes. 2 for the division winner. The division winner can basically either be Captain Crunch, who is in the lead right now with 2 losses, or Wildcats, who have 3 losses. Now, if Wildcats do win and Captain Crunch lose, Wildcats will have to supersede them in points scored. So be mindful of that, you two. And most points, I think, hands down, Dixie wrecked. I mean, you guys have been winning weekly winners, and now you're going to take down $50 for the most points for the season. I think it's $130 total, bud, so you're already in the green. That's from TFL Studios and everybody over here. Congratulations. League fees, another story. Quite a few teams have not paid league fees. Now, I don't want to press. I don't want to have to get Johnny Football on anybody, but if league fees are not paid and your team makes it to the Super Bowl, I hate to do this. Basically, you will not be allowed to participate in the Super Bowl. It will be deferred to whoever you beat as long as they have their league fees paid on time. Again, I like to have your league fees before the playoffs, before week 8, but I'm extending it to the Super Bowl. I need your league fees by then. take a look at the transaction counter I have up. Basically, it'll break down league fees, how many free agents you've acquired. If you've had any trades, that's $5. We know free agents are $2. The weekly winners are in there under miscellaneous fees, so you'll see that broken down, and who has paid. So take a look at that. I'll finalize your number specifically for your team next week after week 13, and we can go from there. So check this out. Okay, there you go. Quick rundown of the league fees. BK, EA Sports, Steve, Rob, Kyle, Clements, and Brian. All team owners who have not paid yet. So a lot of you are in the playoffs or in the playoff picture. I need your money before the Super Bowl, or you're not participating in it, plain and simple. If you think the commission's playing, test me. All right, let's keep it moving. Again, I'll update everybody on the final league fees next week. I'd like to take a quick break. We'll be right back again. Talk about the playoff picture, current standings, what your team has to happen for you to get in. So we'll be right back. It's the Commish, TFL Studios.
You know what impossible means? Don't even try it. Impossible can't happen. Impossible says, what are you, crazy? That's impossible. But not anymore. Not since the playoffs. Now impossible is just a starting point. Impossible is a negotiation. Impossible means Tom Brady, a second-string quarterback drafted in the 6th round, can catapult millions into euphoria. That's the magnitude of the playoffs. They've changed the English language. They've made impossible possible.
Okay, we are back. It's the Commish. It's week 13, Thanksgiving Eve. We're on the cusp of a great holiday schedule for football games, and an even better Sunday, I think, with the games coming up. Okay, so let's look at the current standings real quick. I'll have them up for you in a second, and see where your team stands, see what you got to do to basically get in the playoffs, if you can get in the playoffs, that is. Okay, here it is. Check it out. Okay, basically what I see right there, what I'm taking away is there are 6 to 7 teams signed up ticket ready for the playoffs. The teams in contention that a lot of stuff needs to happen for your team to get in, I'll run down. I'll start off with America's team, who has the best chance in my opinion. Basically, you guys win, you're in the playoffs. If you lose, you'll need some help. You'll have 8 losses. 8 losses can still make the playoffs, which is a TFL Studios first. So again, if you guys win, you are in, and I believe you have EA Sports this week, who also is in the playoff picture. I'll touch base on his squad real quick. If they win, you'll need to put up some more points. You'll need some help from other teams to lose and not put up many points. If you guys lose EA Sports, you are out. So you need some winnings to help. Dumpster Fire. If you guys win, you should be in because your points forced, and you are you have 8 losses in, an 8-loss team will make it. So you are playing No One's Perfect. And that's 2 teams with 8 losses. No One's Perfect is on the downside. So we'll see, how that happens. Touching on his team really quick. Actually, his team, Architect and You Got Mossed, all still have a chance to make the playoffs. Literally everyone is still in it, which is crazy for this to be last week, and teams with 8 losses are still in it. But I think that shows how competitive we are this year, how good the league has been this year, and we'll keep progressing. So you guys, again, that's Architect, You Got Mossed, and No One's Perfect. We'll need a lot of help if you win. You lose, you're out. So start off with the win, start off with scoring a lot of points, and looking at other teams with 8 losses, and obviously America's team with 7 losses to lose and not score as many points. Okay, there you have it. We've talked about those retarded trades. We've talked about the money owed, yearly, weekly winners, the current standing, the playoff picture. I'd like to talk about if you don't get into the playoffs really quick. Now, if you don't get into the playoffs, there is a mandatory consolation bracket that you must enter. 4 teams. It's $30 per entry this year. Winner takes all. So you will have a chance to get some of your money back. Again, $30 starts same week as the playoffs, runs 3 weeks, 30 to enter, winner takes all. Those are the teams that don't make the playoffs. Okay, That about wraps up week 13, the last week before the playoffs start. Again, it's Thanksgiving Eve. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there. Get your players in tomorrow. We got Detroit and Chicago the first game. We got the Cowboys versus the Eagles the second game. And we got the one night happens to be 49ers and Seattle Seahawks. It's the commish. Wishing everybody a happy Thanksgiving out there. I'll see you guys in the playoffs. And I'm out, ladies.